Hello, lovely witches, and welcome. All right. Hello, lovely witches, and welcome to another episode of Shadow Magic Mondays, where I share with you tips, tricks, and techniques to help you with your shadow work. All right. So this episode is about the power to choose. And really, what I'm talking about is about the subconscious programming and how much power you have to choose depends on how conscious you are. You have at any given moment the power to choose to respond with love and compassion. Many times we get triggered and we respond with anger, hurt, frustration, because we are responding according to the subconscious beliefs that we have in our subconscious mind. And those beliefs are not apparent or not conscious to us. We then do not have the power to choose. The power to choose is there. It is something we can choose to do if we understand the situation. And what I'm talking about is when we were children, very, very young, we started to, well, we continually received information around our environment that we interpreted as about ourselves. And we learned these things in order to protect ourselves. So just like a deer who has a baby is teaching that baby how to stay safe, how to find food, how to disguise itself so it's not seen by predators, things like that, that it needs for survival. We are the same way. We learn from our parents, from our environment, from those around us at school, at work and things like that. We are conditioned to respond certain ways that are socially acceptable. I'll put it that way. A lot of times we, as babies, as children, we misinterpret information that's coming at us from our environment. For instance, mom and dad are arguing all the time. They're very angry. They're upset. As children, as like 3 years old, we don't understand why, and many children will immediately blame themselves. It's my fault. I'm not good enough. I'm not obedient enough. And that's why mom and dad are arguing. That's why they're sad. That's why they're upset. It's my fault. So a lot of us will develop the subconscious belief of I'm not good enough for whatever reason. I'm not good enough to be taken care of. I'm not good enough to get dessert. Even that, I'm not good enough to have the clothes that everybody else is wearing. I'm not good enough, fill in the blank. So the power to choose is based on how conscious we are. So the more conscious you are, the more more information you have available to you that is based on truth, and therefore you can choose unbiased response rather than from your conditioned response that you are drawing from your subconscious beliefs. It feels like I'm getting a little convoluted. So I have some notes here. The first thing I want to make sure you understand is that you do not play the blame, shame, victim game. Whose fault is it? Doesn't matter. It's not important. Well, I need to know who did this to me. Yeah, in a way, you just for clarification to understand where it came from, you do. But if you get involved in it's their fault, I'm this way, it's my mom's fault for ignoring me, and that's why I'm this way, it's my dad's fault for being because he was an alcoholic, that's why I'm this way, and therefore I'm a victim, I can't change. That's the rat hole that we fall down when we try to blame somebody else. It keeps us a victim, and you won't be able to change if you stay in that place of finding out whose fault it is and then blaming them. You remain a victim. You play the victim game. I'm this way because of somebody else in the environment, or because I was abused, because fill in the blank, it doesn't matter. Some people might get upset at me for saying that you should not spend time trying to find whose fault it is, and about being a victim, because they feel like that I'm blaming them for what happened. And again, it's playing that victim and blaming and whose fault is it. That whole thing is not going to help you heal, and I want you to go there. I want you to be able to heal yourself. And the more conscious you are of who you are and what you believe, your mind is giving you to respond, then the more you're going to have the power to choose. So the power to choose implies how conscious you are. If you don't understand your subconscious belief systems, your mind will go on automatic. And that's what the subconscious mind does. Okay, your breathing, your heartbeat, your circulatory system, your metabolism, all of these things are done automatically, so you don't have to think about it. Imagine if you had to think about your breathing. Imagine if you had to think about your heart and the heart rate in order to get it to function. We wouldn't have any mental consciousness left over to do anything, because we're too busy getting our body to function. So the subconscious automatic response that we have is there so that we can be more conscious of what's going on in our environment. If there's a predator and we need to run, or if there's a mate that we want to court, or our children, taking care of our children, things like that. The subconscious mind frees up that energy. So what I have to do is separate myself from my mind, disidentify, separate myself from my mind in order to gain this power of choice. Until I reach that point, I am a victim of my mind. And if I'm not conscious, then I am either feeling guilty about the past, I'm ruminating over the past, or I'm feeling worry about what might happen. So I'm in the future. I'm not in the present moment. So once I can get into the present moment, and I've talked about this in the videos, in other videos, if you can get yourself to feel good and in the present moment, then you can see more consciously what is happening, and you're not being driven by your programs, because your programs, a lot of times they get triggered and they have a lot of emotions attached to them, and that's what makes them difficult to overcome just by willpower. And that's a whole nother video. I might do that. So until I am conscious, I am conditioned to think, feel, and act according to those programs, those subconscious beliefs. So surfacing and healing them is a process that I do teach in the course Self-Mastery for Witches. And I can talk about it, but to really get into it takes a lot of time to explain. And so it takes a lot of my time to do that. I will do it in pieces, though, as much as I can. And really, my experience, it wasn't until I had a life coach take me through my own belief system and helped me surface them and identify them and understand them in a conscious way. It was only until I had a life coach walk me through, take me by my hand, that I was able to actually do it. It is very difficult for me to explain it because it's so easy to misunderstand what I'm saying, and trying to do it on your own, and the reason why that's difficult is because however old you are is how many years you have been running unconsciously these beliefs, I call them programs. They're subconscious programs, and when they get triggered, they automatically get you to respond a certain way. And this is why you will find yourself attracting the same kind of romantic partner, until you become conscious of what that belief system is that is running, that is attracting the wrong person, either abusive or emotionally unavailable, or you know what I mean, the wrong kind of romantic partner. You're going to continue attracting that that romantic partner that is not ideal for you. So the best thing I can tell you is to seek out a life coach, seriously. Otherwise, it's going to take a really long time to deal with it on your own, to heal on your own. And I'm not going to say it's impossible to heal on your own. It is, but it takes a lot longer. If you have somebody who's trained to identify those beliefs and trained to identify your ego to help you see it, and it shortens the amount of time it takes to heal, and to see change and see positive results. And what I have found is, if I don't see positive results from whatever I'm trying to do, I generally don't have any energy to keep going, because I don't see the results. So why do I keep banging my head against the wall trying to make this work if it's not giving me results? All right, so it's important to have results to see progress. So another thing I've learned from doing shadow work is that I understand my own dysfunctional system programming, which helps me to be much more compassionate and understanding of other people. So if I'm in a situation where somebody's blowing up at me and emotionally vomiting, I can recognize right away that it is just their dysfunctional programming that is happening. And maybe so there, maybe there's something there that I need to look at. And I'm always questioning myself, am I some way, is there something coming up that I need to heal myself in, that is involved in this situation? And I know that that is true if I'm feeling strong emotions. If I'm feeling hurt, or I'm feeling angry that this person is blaming me or attacking me in some way, maybe I need to look at what's going on and coming up for myself. And that's how I know I need to pay attention, is if I'm feeling an emotional response. If I don't feel an emotional response like hurt or anger or frustrated, then I know, and I'm feeling compassion towards this person, then I know it's not me. It is completely them. They're in their ego. Either way, they're in their ego. Okay. Either way, they are responding from their subconscious programming. And I have to have, and I don't want to say have to, it's more enjoyable when I respond within myself to that person with compassion and understanding. And I feel that that is the best way to respond to another person when they're in their ego. Okay. Hopefully that's clear. I feel like it's kind of convoluted. Please let me know in the comments if you understand this, or if I need to explain it a little bit further. So I want to read to you this quote from Eckhart Tolle. He goes, "The suffering that I'm creating is my mind's false attempt to make me feel safe by ignoring, denying, or repressing that which I'm experiencing." So basically what that means is, it's just your subconscious mind, your ego is trying to help you be safe, help you feel safe, protect you from uncomfortable and toxic environments that are painful and dangerous, basically. All right, so that's it. I wanted to share this with you. I hope this makes sense to you. Please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your comments. Do something today that makes you feel good and brings you joy. I love you all. And until next time, blessed be.